Hello folks, this is Robert again from your Sears Hometown Store. If you're having trouble tossing and turning in bed, or having a backache, or your partner wakes you up when they come to bed, we can solve your problem with our Sealy Posturepedic mattresses or other name brand mattresses at your Sears Hometown Store. So come on down to your Sears Hometown Store and get some rest for your eyeballs with one of our Sealy or other fine mattresses.
Just look for the parking lot full of cars. Yep, that's Charlie's Pizza.
Hey, Rick J. Fortnite, the world's famous Charlie's Pizza. Come down and see it.
First dates, fun with friends, celebrations, a break from work, whatever your excuse for stopping by Charlie's Pizza, everyone understands. Because we all love Charlie's for pizza, pasta, sandwiches, salads, and lots more. What's your favorite Charlie's Pizza specialty? What's your favorite Charlie's Pizza memory? It's the worst kept secret around. It's Charlie's Pizza in Jacksboro. See you there.
Welcome to your Hometown Sears studio. My name is Les Martin, along with our executive producer, Honeybee.
And I'm Brunel.
As you can tell, we have a whole studio full of fishermen and the coach, Gabe King. Before we get started to talk to these young men about their fishing journeys at Campbell County High School, we've got to say thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors. First and foremost, we want to say thank you to Sears, your Hometown Sears store, located in the Food City Shopping Center at the Woodlands Mall. The phone number is 562-7700. Go down for all of your needs, whether it be inside of your home or outside of your home. It doesn't really matter. Lawn tractors, by the dozens. Weed eaters, I started to say weed whackers, Brent.
Weed whacker, weed eater, whatever it takes.
Weed eaters, you name it, they've got it. Over the range microwave, it doesn't really matter. They've got exactly what you need. Their phone number is 562-7700. Also, we want to say thank you to Charlie's Pizza. Often imitated, never duplicated. For 38 long years, they've been doing pizza right. Their phone number for calling orders is 562-0116. Or if you'd like to go in and sit down and have a great time, it's a great family environment, family atmosphere. Go down and see Jerry and all his fine crew at Charlie's Pizza. Also, we want to say thank you to Bird Screen Printing in downtown La Follette beside the Birch Memorial Bridge. Their phone number is 562-3044. Everything that you need screen printing wise, it's a political time right now for everyone. They have political signs everywhere. They can make those. Also, if you have uniforms that you may need, they also do screen printing on uniforms. You name it, they've got it. And every 68 cents of every dollar of everybody that we're talking about here tonight, folks, that 68 cents of every dollar stays right here in the county. And that's exactly what we need to continue to support groups that we have that support our sports programs at the Campbell County High School. Also, we want to say thank you to All-Star Awards, 720 Jacksboro Pike, right across from the Sonic. The phone number is 562-6761 for all of your trophy or plaque needs. They've got exactly what you need for any occasion. It doesn't really matter. Those are the folks who takes care of the offense and defensive weekly award winners for the Campbell County High School football. They're donated by that fine young man, Mr. David Roosford at All-Star Awards. Without them, those plaques would not be possible. So thank you again for everything that you do. And now, with that being said, it's time to talk about some big fish, and it's time to tell some big lies. Because I promise you, when I ask them a question about what the secret is to fishing, they're not going to tell me. And the best way that I can explain it to you, the way that I fish is a night crawler and about, I don't know, 2 or 3 sinkers and throw it on the bottom, and most likely the only thing I'm going to catch is a catfish. But these guys are really good. They're young, they're talented. We have 2 in the studio with us. That's Nick Wells and Jay Clowers, along with Trevor St. John. But we have 2 that's going to college on a fishing scholarship. Now, what's most important about this scholarship is the fact that the education that comes with it. That's just like any other sports athletic scholarship. And of course, if you're one of those individuals that don't think fishing is a sport, I disagree. And by the time this program is over, you're probably going to agree with us. So with that being said, I want to say welcome to these fine men, as well as Mr. Gabe King, the coach of the high school fishing team for Campbell County, as well as Trevor St. John, Nick Wells, and Jake Clowers. Coach, tell everybody just a little bit about yourself before we get started and asking some questions and see if I can get some real answers here.
Okay. Well, my name's Gabe King. Like I said, I'm the fishing coach at Campbell County High School. This is my first year up here, and I've been blessed with a great group of guys, a great group of parents. It's been a blast so far, and we're towards the end of our season right now. We've got 2 tournaments left, but so far we've had some great success. Everybody's been really committed. Everybody's done a great job, and we're having a good time with it.
So let me ask you a question. Where were you at prior to coming to Campbell County High School?
Last year I was at Fulton High School in Knoxville.
Was you a fishing coach then?
No, they did not have fishing. I coached baseball there.
Coach baseball. How does someone go from baseball to fishing?
Well, I mean, the whole sport of high school fishing is fairly new. So, I mean, the opportunity arose, and I was offered it, and I jumped on it.
So let's give us just a little bit about your fishing background for just a minute. Apparently, you must know something about the waters around here and other places. But as far as your fishing background, are you an average fisherman?
I am. I mean, I started fishing just like everybody else, and the older I got, the more actual tournaments I started to fish, and I'm no better than, a lot of guys that fish just like I do, but I fished American Bass Anglers Weekend Series tournaments. I fished some DFL tournaments, which is affiliated with FLW, and all local tournaments.
So when you got in a situation of fishing all those tournaments, when did it ever cross your mind that you wanted to be a fishing coach for a high school, or did it ever?
Well, I mean, as soon as the sport of high school fishing hit the scene, I mean, that was definitely a thought in my mind. I mean, I knew it would be something fun to do.
Okay. Now, I'm going to tell everybody before we get deep into this conversation about how ignorant that I was. I thought that when they said that Campbell County had a fishing team and didn't have a soccer team, I did not understand that. And I shared this with these young men prior to going on. But I thought there was more finances involved from the high school towards this fishing team. In actuality, there's really not.
No.
The boats are provided by the parents of the fishermen that's on the team.
Right.
The expenses is encountered as well as sponged by the parents as well.
Right.
So what they're doing is they are putting on the Campbell County Cougar colors. They're going out, they're fishing against other high schools, fishing tournaments, all at the expense of the parents. But in the long run, seeing how Jake and Nick have turned out as far as the scholarship possibilities, the possibilities are endless.
Sure.
So with that being said, Nick, when did you find out that this is what you wanted to do?
I started fishing at Campbell County 2 years ago, and I fished since I was about 13. When I started in high school, I knew that's exactly what I wanted to do. I've stuck with it since then.
So you started fishing 2 years ago. Is fishing really a sport, Nick?
Yeah, it's definitely a sport. You practice, put time in, and do it just like any other sport.
The only difference is you're not really, it's not like football one-on-one, each position. You're going out, you're not only going out against the team that you're fishing against, but you also kind of have to outsmart the fish that you're trying to catch.
Yeah.
So that's pretty tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough, especially when it's 90 degrees outside and it's tough.
So what do you do as far as, say you got a crankbait on your line, when do you know what to change and what to change to and where to throw it and when?
I just hit something and stick with it. If it don't bite, I just try to make changes and try to find what's wrong.
Well, that brings up the question that I had, Coach. What percentage would you say, if you had to break it down by percentage, how would it be, how much is luck, how much is technique, how much is knowing your, knowing your tackle and knowing your, the temperatures and things of that nature?
Well, I'm not sure, what to say as far as the percentage goes, but I will say there's definitely a lot more skill and knowledge that plays into it than luck. I mean, there's luck in anything, some people would argue, but you've got to know how fish react to, sunny skies, cloudy skies, rain, wind, different times of the year. In different lakes, they feed on different bait. There's just a lot that goes into it, and your days that you spend practicing for a tournament, that's the kind of stuff that you have to pay attention to.
Do you have to take notes? I mean, I know this must be a silly question, but do you take notes, or is that just do it by experience, or do you write down, for instance, the temperature and all the weather statistics? Do you keep notes of any kind of thing like that, and what they were hitting that day, or does it have, like for instance, deer hunting, has a lot to do with the moon and is there anything like that involved in fishing?
Sure. I mean, and a lot of people do actually have a notepad and pen out there with them when they're practicing, especially in a new lake. And they write down, what I was throwing, what the conditions were, time of year. And if it's, you for instance, up here on Norris, you probably lived here all your life and fished it and stuff, there would be less that you would have to remember, more would come naturally, but especially on a new lake, notes and.
That brings up another question. I mean, I've always assumed, fish is a fish, they're gonna eat the same thing. How different is it going from one lake to another?
It's very different. I mean, Norris Lake, for instance, is a very rocky lake, a very deep, clear lake. Our state tournament this year is on Lake Chickamauga, and it is a very shallow, grassy lake. The water tends to be a lot dirtier. Fish, it's two different worlds.
Okay, we're going to try to get this call. Can you?
I can't see which line it is.
It's line.
Thank you, Conjure Sports on there.
Hey, Fred.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you guys?
We're good. How are you? Good? Hey. We've got Coach Gabe Keene and we've got Nick Wells, Trevor St. John, and Jake Clowis here with us from the Campbell County High School fishing team.
That sounds good.
I know it sounds good. It's the first time we've had them on. We hope to have them on more times to come, especially now that we have a contact and we've got a name and a face to where we can talk to. So, all righty. Do you have a question for any of the coaches or the kids?
Just beat.
All right. Okay. We're going to cut you short a little bit tonight so we can finish our interview. So, who's your favorite team? Hey, what?
Can you please read?
Absolutely. I sure will.
Okay, thanks, Liz.
You're welcome, honey. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Faithful caller. She calls every Tuesday and Thursday night.
Yes, it is.
Every Tuesday and Thursday night. All right, Trevor St. John. What, are you a sophomore, junior?
Freshman.
Freshman. And you made the fishing team?
Yes.
I'm a little jealous. I didn't make the football team when I was a freshman. How many boats do you normally have, Coach, that enter tournaments throughout the year?
Anywhere from 9 to 11. We have 11 boats total this year. We've had a consistent 9 boats.
Okay. Trevor, what's your favorite thing as far as, I know bass is going to be your favorite thing to fish for, but what is the favorite bait that you like to use the most, or that you find that's more consistent on catching fish?
Jerkbait.
Jerkbait? Okay, for our viewers, is that like a buzz bait? What's a jerkbait? Kind of.
It's a bird that you jerk and it impacts a wounded shad.
Imitates a wounded shad. Okay. So, how have you fared during this year's tournaments, Trevor? Pretty good.
Yes.
So, do you have dreams and admirations of going to college on a fishing tournament as well, or a fishing scholarship?
Yes.
Jake, you're going to be joining Mr. Nick Wells at, you said Bryant College, is that correct?
Yes.
On a scholarship, a fishing scholarship. Yes, you heard me right, a fishing scholarship. Tell us a little bit about you, Jake. You a senior?
Yes.
And how long have you been fishing for the Campbell County High School?
I've been fishing for 2 years at the high school.
So this is the second year?
Yes.
Okay. So your second year is not completed. How did you get noticed as far as being a fisherman that would earn a scholarship to Bryant College? Let me ask you that. Did you have to do anything in particular special to get noticed?
No, not really. Gabe introduced me to his dad, which is the fishing coach at Bryant College. And I got to talk to him, got to know him real good. And he asked me if I would be interested in fishing.
Is that much like a lot of this? I mean, was it like a recruiting for you, Nick? I mean, did the coach kind of recruit you?
I met him through Gabe too, and he introduced me to go and fish on scholarship and asked me a bunch of questions and asked me if I was interested in it.
Now, Coach, I got to ask you a question. Your fishing tournament for this day is at Chickamauga Lake in Chattanooga. All right, we got another call. Can you grab the other call for me, Brent, please? There's two.
Okay. Thank you, Coleman. Just words, you're on there.
Hey, son, this is Big Earl from Texas. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, Big Earl. We're doing awesome.
I am thoroughly thrilled to see the Campbell County High School fishing team on the show tonight. It's about time they get some recognition on a sports show. It's been long overdue, fellas.
I agree.
I'm telling you, fishing is not only a sport. Let me tell you something, and it ain't just luck, fellas. I'm telling you, there is a skill involved. You see those professional fishermen out there every week, and you don't see just some guy off the street winning. There's skill involved. These guys know what they're doing, and I'm very proud of this Campbell County team. All I want to know is, did y'all kick Henderson County's butt this year?
Yes, we did.
There you go.
There you go, fellas. That's all I'm telling you. That's what I want to hear. That's exciting. All I want to say is, and thank goodness, I'm going to get a plug to my old good buddy, old Bill Earl. God bless his soul. But thank goodness he wasn't around to teach them, or they would have lost.
Well, you're probably right, Big Earl.
Hey, fellas, I'll tell you, I'm going to let you go because I want to hear some more. I'll tell you what, can I ask a couple of questions?
Absolutely.
For the fellas? Hey, and my understanding is this is kind of a two-man team, so do y'all get to take more than just a couple of guys for each tournament, or is it just a two-man team you get to have to represent the school?
It's a two-man team, but we had 8 or 9 boats that represent the school at a time.
So you can have up, you probably have like as many as like 4 or 5 or 6, 8 kids participating at once.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and are y'all mainly, is it kind of fish you're catching every time, or is it mainly just a bass fishing tournament where you're catching just bass, or is it different fish depending on the tournament?
That's mainly bass we catch.
Okay, and is there a limit to what you can catch? Is there a size limit as far as a small size? Do you have to catch a certain size fish for kill, and live versus dead? Is there a difference there? Can you bring in a dead fish, or it has to be live like those tournaments?
On certain fish, largemouth's 14 inches, smallmouth's 18, and we'll have 5 fish a boat. And if we have a dead fish, it's a deduction on our weight.
Interesting, fellas. I tell you what, I'm really excited about it. I'm hoping you guys can grow this program. I'm even more excited about the fact that these kids can go to school and on scholarship to do this. I mean, I read up on it, and I think UT Chattanooga has a really good, strong program. Is that true? Are they one of the preeminent teams in the country, one of the preeminent schools to offer this as a scholarship type program? Are they a big school, or are there other big schools out there?
UTC in Chattanooga, they do have a team, and you always see them on the leaderboard. They're in a lot of tournaments, but to my knowledge, they do not offer a scholarship for fishing. The only schools that I know of that actually offer a scholarship for fishing anywhere around here are Bryan College, which is in Dayton, Tennessee, that's in Ray County, and Bethel University, which is out in Nashville.
Okay, well, good because we're in the state. I think that's really good, man. I tell you what, I'm really excited of you guys. I think it's a great program. I hope you continue to grow it. I hope the parents continue to support it and the locals in the community continue to support it. I'll be looking for you guys out there. Now, is it a spring sport? Is it a fall? What's your season like?
It's spring sport.
The spring sport?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, well, good luck to you. Like I said, be Anderson County next year too. If you need big old help, I can always hide in and get my snorkel and still have a fish if you want.
Thank you.
All right, hey, big old drop the dollars and he's gone.
Thank
See
you,
you,
Bill.
Your season starts from January until May. That's a pretty long season.
Yeah.
Even though you have 10 tournaments, is that right?
Roughly. I mean, it varies for everybody.
Okay, so it just depends on the situation.
Sure.
But getting back to my question prior to the phone call, you guys practice on Norris Lake, correct? How tough is it, Trevor, to change up what you're doing at Norris Lake and then go to Chickamauga Lake, down next to Chattanooga, and try to fish that lake in the state tournament? How difficult would that be, especially for a freshman?
It's a lot difficult.
So for you all to simulate the lake in Chattanooga, what lake would you go to around here, Trevor, to simulate the murky, dirty, dark water and grassy area? Is there anything that you can go? Much like, for example, if NASCAR is racing at a particular track this weekend and they only have so many tire tests, they'll go to another track that's similar to that track that doesn't count against their tire test to get some kind of data. How do you all do it as fishermen here?
We go to Chickamauga and we practice.
So you all will drive all the way to Chattanooga to practice?
Yes.
Man, that's my kind of sport.
I reckon.
I wonder if I ever have a hunting team or something. That'd be awesome.
I don't know, but this is awesome.
It
Because,
is.
I would think that with the parents, and folks, let me tell you, your hat has got to go off to the parents with this situation, simply because of the fact is, go ahead, we got a call?
Yeah. Thank you for calling this sport. John there.
Yes, I've got a question for Nick Wells.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey Nick, I've seen you fishing before. I'm just getting started. I'm going to find out what the best rod was to use, and I'm actually going to go to Chickamauga myself, and I've heard drop shot in the buzz bait's a really good technique. I was going to get some input on that.
I prefer Dixie Custom Rods.
Dixie Custom Rods?
Yeah.
You still there, caller?
Okay, I think we dropped them. So are you getting any kind of kickbacks from Dixie Custom Rods, or is this just a?
Yeah, he donates his 2 rods every year to
There you
the
go.
Leaders of the Points Champions.
There you go. And speaking of Dixie Custom Rods, where are they manufactured at? Around here?
Yeah. Out of Davis Chapel.
Hey, I didn't know that.
Me either. That's-
I had no clue. I really didn't.
Right up here, and Dee Wilson is the owner and operator of Dixie Custom Rods.
Dean Wilson.
Dee Wilson.
Are they good rods?
Yeah.
They're real good rods.
What about these shirts, guys? I mean, I'd like to have one of those just to wear around. Those are good looking shirts. Where are they going?
Angel Manufacturing and Sewing got us these.
Angel Manufacturing and
They
Sewing.
made these shirts for us.
I see that you have Rafale Utilities on your shoulder here.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about some of the sponsorship and I'm assuming that's what that is, it's a sponsorship.
Yes, these are sponsors.
So how would someone, for those that's listening, how would someone go about wanting to donate or sponsor the Campbell County Fishing?
How can they get their name on your shirt?
Right.
Well, The names on our shirt all came from a financial donation to the fishing team. They can contact me, or they can come to the high school or call the high school, and the high school can forward them to me. But now we visit a lot of these businesses ourselves. We put a lot of, road time in to go see these people. But I mean, we welcome anybody who would like to help us out and support us.
So what do you use that sponsorship for, if you don't mind me prying and asking?
Sure. These jerseys, jerseys cost money. The hats cost money. Some tournaments, some of the bigger tournaments, we haven't fished any this year. Just trying to, save some money. Some of the bigger tournaments, they have an entry fee. And that's where the money that is in our account from our sponsors would be used for.
So going to May 31st, that's just a couple of weeks away.
Sure.
So how many times will you travel to Chattanooga between now and the 31st of May? How many times will the fishing team travel down there? Or is it pretty much that the parents say, okay, son or dad or mom says, okay, son, we're going to Chattanooga this weekend to fish, you can get ready for the state tournament?
I urge them to go to Chickamauga as much as they can before the state tournament. But in the end, it, like you said earlier, it's incredible. It's up to the parents, and luckily we have some great parents who, they put forth gas money and the time to take the kids down there, and we'll have several boats go down there several times before May 31st.
Folks, this to me is an eye-opening experience for me, just to have these young men and Coach Gabe Keene on the show tonight, because I would have never thought that all this would go into a fishing team at Campbell County High School, and if it would not be for the sponsors and the parents that support this. Let's face it, it's easy to support your kid playing football or basketball or something like that.
Yeah, the expenses, I imagine, are tremendous compared to other sports. Generally you pay an entry fee or maybe a pair of cleats or something like that for a sport, but to provide an actual bass boat and fuel and all the maintenance that goes into it and the
tackle,
hauling it, the tackle, all that stuff, that's a lot of commitment.
Sure is.
So, all right, we've got time for a couple more questions, and then we're going to have to go to a break. But we know what you like, Mr. Nick, as far as Dixie Custom Rods. Trevor, how about you?
I love Dixie Custom Rods.
You love Dixie Custom Rods. Well, let me ask you this, Trevor. You're just a freshman. A lot of people's going to say, what would a freshman know about bass fishing? Did you get a lot of that from your dad?
Like on my knowledge?
Yes.
I got a lot from my dad and my partner's dad.
Okay.
They're very knowledgeable people at fishing, and I learned a lot from them.
Okay. So they're going to pass down with the fact that I'm a Tennessee ball fan, and my son's going to be a Tennessee ball fan as well, period. It's in my household. But the experience for this Dixie Custom Rods, based on individual, is also the individual results, correct? Jake, what do you like? You like Dixie Custom Rods as well?
Yes.
So how many fishermen on your team, Coach, that uses Dixie Custom Rods? Everybody?
A lot of them do. A lot of them use Dixie Custom Rods.
I'm gonna have to get me a Dixie Custom Rods. Even though I only fish for catfish, I still need one.
Everybody should have one.
Right?
There must be something to it.
There's gotta be something to it. So it's D. Wilson.
D. Wilson.
Okay. All right. Well, folks, it's been a joy to have these young men on this program. We're coming up against the bottom of the hour for our break. I want to thank Coach Gabe Keene, Nick Wells, Trevor St. John, and Jay Clowers for taking time out of their busy schedule to join us here tonight. Also, for those that's watching and for the parents that's involved in this fishing team, I certainly appreciate everything that you do, because without you folks, this fishing program could not survive. And the sponsors as well. I can't forget the sponsors of this Campbell County fishing team as well. And we just want to say thank you, and we certainly have appreciated you all being here and certainly enjoyed it.
Thank you for having us.
Folks, you've been watching Just Sports.
WRAF Sports Network.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming into your Sears Hometown store for all your lawn and garden needs. And remember, we have appliances. Be sure to come in and buy a washer so you don't get laundry up to your eyeballs.
Hi, folks. I'm Gary at Sears. For every box of detergents that's sold, Robert said he would give me a raise, so please come by and buy some. Thank you.
See Robert, Gary, and the entire crew at your hometown Sears store, Food City Center, Whitson Mall of Follett.
Just look for the parking lot full of cars. Yep, that's Charlie's Pizza.
Oh, this Joe Fortnite, the world's famous Charlie's Pizza. Come down and see it.
First dates, fun with friends, celebrations, a break from work, whatever your excuse for stopping by Charlie's Pizza, everyone understands. Because we all love Charlie's for pizza, pastas, sandwiches, salads, and lots more. What's your favorite Charlie's Pizza specialty? What's your favorite Charlie's Pizza memory? It's the worst kept secret around. It's Charlie's Pizza in Jacksboro. See you there.
Welcome back to the Tuesday night edition of Just Sports. I would love nothing more. My name is Les Martin. Lost my train of thought. Anyway, my name is Les Martin along with Brent Allen. I would love nothing more but for our producer to come in and kind of zoom us in just a little bit.
Well, you know.
I feel like I'm sitting in the next county.
Yeah, it feels that way.
Absolutely. I think she's going to take care of us.
I'm sure she will. You know, those guys were really impressive. I was real impressed with their answers and the knowledge. It's really something that we haven't really looked that much into. And there's a million questions. I mean, all these questions running through my mind, all these things I could ask. Of course, a lot of them I know were, dumb non-fisherman questions, the guy that...
But we didn't know. I didn't.
See, that's just it. And I think the coach made a good point. Actually, maybe it was Big Earl was talking about these pros. They don't become pros by luck,
Right.
I mean, it takes a lot of skill and a lot of experience, and that's why I was asking about writing down, because that's how I'd have to do it. I'd have to keep notes, and I guess eventually you would just know. And it's kind of like hunting, you can feel things in the air, you can sense certain things. Maybe it's the same thing. It's really impressive though, and I think that if we keep promoting it, then there might be some more boats get added to it and some more sponsors put on those good-looking shirts.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. Thank you for calling Just Sports. You on the air.
Hey, fellas, it's Big Earl again. I know the story was wrong, and I didn't want to say this to him because I didn't want to show him off a little bit and talk about that with Big Earl. But Big Earl was the 4-time state champion in fishing.
Are you serious? No, we did not know that.
You're joking.
Big Earl was the 4-time PWSAA state fish eating champion.
You had me for that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to say there's a whole lot of competition, but I'm just going to say this. They all came into the round, and when they saw Big Earl, I won by default every year.
Big Earl Howard.
I just want to drop that knowledge on you, fellas. I hope they are having a good night. Big Earl dropped the knowledge again at me, so.
See you later. Wow. Hey, we're going to have Coach Matt Price join us by phone here shortly. He is the defensive coordinator for the Campbell County High School football Fighting Cougars.
Fighting Cougars.
Fighting Cougars.
Okay.
You like that?
Well, yeah, that's good.
That's okay. I didn't want to say squalling Cougars.
No, Cougars works pretty well.
Yeah, Campbell County.
Cougars.
That'll work. But hey, before he gets here, I want to talk a little bit about what my wife fixed for supper. And I know this has nothing to do with sports. I get it.
Well, it could if it was biscuits and they were bouncy like a ball, maybe. Then you
yeah. Her biscuits is like that. How did you know?
just guessing.
No, seriously, I have got the best wife in the world. Even though I get on here at times and crack jokes and things like that about her, she is a super sports type wife, much like your wife. Mm-hmm. Your wife watches sports with you, correct?
She does.
Same way as mine. But
together on the basketball, when there's basketball going on, those two are in trouble. So.
Oh yes, absolutely. Trouble with T-R-O-U-B-L-E, capital T-R-O-U-B-L-E. Hopefully I spelled it right. But anyway, she came home tonight after working all day, and of course I've been off work with my surgery.
Yeah, laying around. She went to
the store and got some stuff to fix hibachi vegetables with some shrimp sauce.
Shrimp sauce.
It was wonderful. All right, here's Coach. Thank you for calling Just Sports, Coach. You are on the air, brother.
This is Matt Price. How you doing?
Buddy, I'm doing fantastic. I'm so thankful that you could join us on such a short notice. Do accept my apologies for giving such short notice, Coach.
Oh, you're fine. It's no big deal at all. I'm in spring practice mode, so I feel like I'm doing all the time right now.
Well, let me ask you a question. We talked to Coach Justin Price here a couple of weeks ago, and he's pretty much set on his offense. He's got 9 starters coming back. You're in a little more difficult situation. You lost a couple of big guys, Nick Bailey being one. It's going to be hard to replace that playmaker. I understand that. You've only got 6 starting returning starters coming back on defense. Am I right?
Yeah, I think, we could put 7 or 8 out there that have started at some point. But, there's about 6 guys that did it most of the year that are coming back.
Okay. As far as what you have, tell us briefly what you've seen so far, Coach, during spring practice and what you as a defensive coordinator has set out to accomplish during this spring practice mode.
Well, so the biggest thing to find is, replacing some of those guys that we lost and the plays that they made as far as Nick Goes and Andrew and Christian and Anthony Manning and Corey Phillips. And the thing is, we got a bunch of guys that better than that, and a lot of them did some great things last year. But the thing is, we're kind of looking for that Ray Lewis on defense right now. The guy kind of alpha male that, sets the standard, kind of makes the plays when everybody else may be having a bad day. This guy kind of brings this, kind of the leader of the defense. And, we're still looking for that. I've seen a lot of problems out of guys, and it may be one of those things that it's by committee instead of just one person.
So what do you look for as a coach? I know that you're focused on your defense, and you do a phenomenal job with your defense, by the way. Let me just tell you, a great job.
We have good players.
Also, Coach, I'm going to tell you, we do have some good players on the Campbell County High School football team, but I'm going to tell you, if we don't have the brain trust behind them to put them in positions where they can be most successful, it doesn't matter where you put them if they're not in a position to be successful. And I think as a defensive coordinator, you do that better than anybody that I have seen at the high school level. Just let me say that. But as far as what you want to set out and look for, do you look for starters during the springtime, or do you just kind of go through the motion and kind of keep some mental notes and some notes on paper as far as what you've seen during the spring to kind of lead you to more of an open, an open practice to where, okay, guys, here it is, it's fall, let's find out who wants the job the most? Or do you kind of pin down some starters or find some new guys during the spring?
I think we're always looking for guys that you think can start for you and make plays. And also, in the spring, it's a great opportunity today. Everybody gets so many reps. I mean, we're not scared for anybody. So, the guy that we may have penciled in as a starter may get as many reps as the guy that's second or third string in the spring. So everybody's going to get equal opportunity to kind of show what they can do. So obviously, you look and you try to figure out what guys can do. It's also good. I mean, we may have guys playing inside linebacker that, we try an outside linebacker and they say, no, he's a lot better. A good example is Roger Powell. He played on a weak outside linebacker last year. He had to play in space a lot more and cover some things. And he did a great job for us. But, we've moved teams where Andrew played last year. It's just so much more natural for him. And, last spring we didn't have him there. This spring we tried him. He's actually done a lot better than this because it fits in more natural. Those are things we look for the most. And then obviously, you try to find guys that can fill the roles that you're missing. And whether that role is, whether it's a backup, whether it's, an inside, outside, D-line, DB, we're always looking for those. In the spring is the best time, especially for some of these younger guys to show us kind of what they can do and maybe what they can't do. And we find something that fits them a little bit better.
As far as your 6 returning starters, and like you said, you could put 7 or 8 out there that started at one point in time last year. How do you go about replacing or we're looking for someone to step into the role of a Nick Bailey or an Andrew Evans or a Corey Phillips or an Anthony Manning. Coach, how do you do that as a defensive coordinator and a coach?
I think first is just, you kind of sit back and almost just kind of watch them, and you kind of see if somebody's going to step out around. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times kids are, they're players, they're kind of leaning towards kind of what's their natural thing. And, the best thing to do is to find a natural leader, whether that's vocally or just by presence. And that's what I've been in the spring, and Coach Park, Coach Steve, we can kind of sit back and is anybody that's going to kind of step up and say, hey, Coach, I want this role? Or, is it going to be 2 or 3 guys? And, that's what we're still evaluating that right now. And, I think the more days are out there, the more you're starting to see some guys that are rising up. And, you're seeing some guys that just don't want that role. I mean, there's some guys that would rather, make plays and do their job. But as far as being a vocal leader or somebody that wants to call the defense, you're just not seeing that from some of them. And there's that law. They've got to have can't have a bunch of cheeks. You're going to have some Indians out there. So we've done a good job. And there's been some guys that step up that want it. And, that's been very promising. I mean, we do have a lot of seniors up at linebacker right now that have done a great job of kind of filling in some needs that we need. And I think they're going to be ready to go against Ferry on Thursday. And I think that'll be a good gauge for us to see where we're at.
Now, this week, have you been preparing for Farragut, or have you just been continuing on with your regular routine of spring practice?
It's our regular routine. I mean, we may tomorrow work on some things that, their formations, or make their basic plays, but it'll be a 5 or 10 minute period. I mean, we're still up the front handles and, how to tackle, how to get off the ball, make sure we got all the calls. I mean, and there'll be some stuff there that we may not be prepared for. But the biggest thing in a spring scrim that's really for is do guys fly around. I mean, are they competing? If they do match up, how do they respond to it? If they miss a tackle, do they let their head down, or do they just pop back up and get ready for the next one? I mean, a lot of those, stuff with body language. I mean, Bruce Jones, he preaches that a lot now about the body language of his team. And that's something that you just, that's better for a scrimmage than the actual scheme post. Just see how they respond, but they're not as prepared for it as they will become compete.
Coach, I've never asked you this question, but I'm going to ask you tonight. What has been the situation with you and Coach Price? I mean, who decided who was going to be defense and who decided who was going to be offense? Because, did you just naturally take to the defensive side of the ball?
It was kind of starting in college with it. We were always kind of offensive guys. And, I think our food was definitely cool bad. Once we got with the Merrill College, and Coach Arue was over there as the coach. And first day of practice, I was in there to do receiver, and the first day of practice, he grabbed me and threw me in the second day. And I guess the rest of the season, because I never went back to offense. And every play was, at the time, you're younger and you're out play offense, but in the long run, it's been such a blessing that what I learned from him, and, having that mindset of defensive coach, and, just having the offense, and it makes us a good pair with each other. We're a good fit. So, that's, I guess, when it all started was when I was at Merrill College, and Coach Arue was moving on the defensive side. So, and we've done that with some of our kids here, so it's kind of like getting some as we go along.
As far as, have you had any kind of injuries so far during the spring practice, Coach, as far as any of the players?
No, we've had some bumps and bruises. We got Daniel Eaton, who's going to be a senior next year, who's improved tremendously, worked hard. We kind of got his head going a little bit the first day, and had a mind concussion, so also with the way things are now and the way they should be, we've taken him out, and he's kind of sat back and watched the last 2 days, and probably will for the remainder of the spring. And then, Joseph Elkins, he's got a little toe injury that kind of, it comes in and out. Some days he's fine, some days it's nothing major. If we were playing in the CT time, he actually sat out today. So I think he should be ready to go by Thursday, and probably will do a little bit more tomorrow. But, that's been in all those injury things, I think it's just really hard, how much they dedicate the time to actually to doing what we ask them to do, and the injury prevention that we've done, and been great trainers. So I think a lot of that goes back to that. But yeah, I mean, right now just some minor bumps and bruises is part of the things that you expect football. A lot of kids were still a couple weeks ago.
As far as so far this spring practice, you've got so much accomplished, but you've only got about a week and a half left of spring practice, is that correct?
Yes, sir. We'll be done next Thursday with our spring game on May 22nd.
Okay, the spring game at May 22nd, next Thursday. You're going to Farragut this Thursday to do a scrimmage, full pads, I'm assuming, for Farragut?
Yeah, and it's not going to, I don't know if you guys come to the Southfield scrimmage the last couple of years, it's going to be a little different. If that was more game-like, this one's just going to be more kind of 10 plays, maybe keep the ball in the same spot, and just really kind of work on your fundamentals as opposed to worrying about scoring and moving the ball on those types of things. So it should be great work for us and for Farragut.
Coach, as far as picking out your spring scrimmages, I've took notice over the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years, that y'all have went from like a D team to last year you was playing some B teams and things like that. What I mean by B teams, I'm talking about rated overall performance. But now you're taking on Farragut, which I would classify them up there to be the A team. Is that something that you all have chosen to do to move along with you all as far as the more experience your kids get with y'all's ability as far as your philosophy and to make the kids better?
Yes, it is. We've always been able to go, I felt our kids we have in South County, we've been known as an 18 day one. But, we're certainly not familiar with what we do and how we do things, and, you want to do against teams that you feel like you can have some success, keep everybody kind of motivated, keep the spirits high and on, but, now we're at that point where, I just feel like our kids know what to do, they're understanding, they're very talented, we got coach talent on the team. But now we're at that stage where that point where, we got very spring, in the fall we're going with Webb, CAK, Bolton, and Gray. So, we're going to get those teams that just named, 3 or 4 of them have all won state finals in the past 3 or 4 years. So, some of them won 3 or 4 in a row. So, we're getting that point. We want our kids to see what the best is like. How am I going to get against West? We didn't have our best night against West, but that was one of the best teams in 5A. They probably should have won it all. And our kids, they were saying that they're not that far behind for being in a league program. And, we always feel that strike that, but we're not that far off, and the more they can see it, the better off it'll benefit us in the future.
Coach, how many kids have you got out, or roundabout figure of how many kids that you've got that's turned out for spring practice this year?
We ended up about 55 upperclassmen. We had a few decided not to, that worked out with us, decided, to have president. They decided it's best for them not to come, and, we had some guys that just, for whatever reason, had to work or had to do some things like that. They weren't with us, but, we always leave the door open. That in the fall, some of those people come back, but, 55 strong, and, we'll bring another 25 freshmen. So, our numbers are great right now. Especially compared to a lot of coaches in the area that I've talked to that, going out with 35, 30 kids in the spring, and, for us to go out with 55 strong, and most of those have been on our program now for at least 2 years. So, it's rewarding. It's a lot easier, I feel, to focus out and stuff from screaming as much as practicing more. And, and I think as far as just go to our kids, they know how to practice, they know how to compete, they're aggressive. You don't have to scream at them to be aggressive. They're already styled that. They're like that by nature now. So, it's a great group of guys we have up there right now.
Okay, Coach. I think I've about wore you out for the night. I certainly appreciate you calling in. Brent, you have any questions?
I do not. You've covered them all.
Okay. Well, Coach, we'll certainly let you go, and thank you so much for calling in and joining us tonight. And folks, we want to say a big shout out to Coach Matt Price, the defensive coordinator for Campbell County High School football squad. And Coach, you enjoy the rest of the night, and we certainly look forward to you speaking to you later.
All right, Les, I appreciate it. Brent, have a good one. Guys, this week sometime.
See you, buddy.
All right, see you. Bye.
You know, he sounds just like Justin Price on the phone, does he not?
Well, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
They do
what
sound a lot
do you
alike.
expect?
Well, I mean, they look a lot alike as well, have you noticed?
Well, I agree with that, but I wouldn't think that they would talk alike.
Well, I'm sure, I mean, there are obvious reasons, but, you know.
There's so much alike, though.
Yeah, and that's really a great thing. I think you pointed out the fact that he moved over to defense at Maryville College, you know, is really a blessing, because had they both stayed on the offensive side, you know how brothers are anyways, right? And I've seen them compete. They you know, I don't know if they'll admit it, or I don't know how he wants, you know, out into the world or whatever, but they're competitive guys. They're very competitive guys.
Right.
And so when you got two competitive guys, and their goal is one's to move the ball, one's to stop the ball, that's a great combination to have.
Yes.
And when they've got the sibling rivalry as well, you can't beat it.
Hey, I've got some more announcements to make real quick. Can I make some announcements real quick before we go there? First and foremost is I've got to say that Todd Nance, he's running for county clerk, honest, hardworking, and helpful. If that puts you in mind of anybody, it's Todd Nance. He's going to be having an event at the Ball Farm this Thursday from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. It's free. They're going to have music, hot dogs. They're going to have plenty of fun for the kids, parents. Y'all go out there, meet the candidate, Todd Nance, at the Ball Farm this Thursday from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m.
It's a great time of the year. You get to go out and get all this free food and live music and
Right.
meet good people.
Absolutely. There's probably going to be many other candidates there as well, but it's free, folks. Just show up. Just show up and go up and shake his hand and tell him that you're going to vote for him, or at least give him an opportunity to where you can meet him.
To possibly win your vote.
Exactly. Just like Mr. Brent Allen. He's running for County Commissioner, 3rd District.
That's right.
And we can't forget about our buddy Dwayne the Mailman Kitts. He's running for County Commissioner in the 2nd District.
Yes.
Folks, it's time to make a change. It is time to vote them out and put some new ones in.
Amen, brother.
That's what I'm thinking. Hey, let's go for it. But anyway, okay, Donnie Knoxville. You know who I'm talking about, Donnie Knoxville.
Oh, he's knocking them down.
Yes, he is. But let me ask you a question. He hasn't even won his first basketball game at the University of Tennessee, and they've already got him slated as Donnie Knoxville. Are you serious?
I think, well, obviously, it's a play on his name. I mean, Donnie Knoxville. It's not, you know, I know what you're saying. It's kind of early to be giving him a nickname. But then, you know, I mean, there was Buzzball.
Oh, my
You know,
goodness.
I mean, that was
How we would love to forget.
Yeah, exactly. What was Bruce Pearl's? Well, I mean, he didn't need a gimmick. You know, he's his own gimmick. He's just that guy. So I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's too early to get people excited. Give them a nickname people can remember, and maybe it'll help out with the support.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what's impressive. And of course, we haven't seen these kids play the first game of basketball, so I don't know how impressive this is going to be. But here's the situation. He comes in as a new head coach for University of Tennessee, Donnie Kendall, and all of a sudden, everybody that has committed, including Darius Thompson,
I would like to get some help. There's been several.
There's a couple of kids that has already left. Thompson was one. And I forget the other kid's name. He's gone as well.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, the recruits that was recruited by Conjo Martin. You like that? Yeah, you like how I did that. Anyway, Conjo Martin, those recruits has decided not to come. But now all of a sudden, here we go. Donnie Knoxville is on the move. He is flying low under the radar because you hear nothing about these kids that's signing with us until they sign.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good or bad?
I think it's great, and you know, I said this early on. You know, we can't really worry or complain about the guys that Conzo Martin recruiter. We talked about this.
Right.
And you mentioned that they were dropping like flies, and as far as I'm concerned, hey, good riddance, you know. If they don't want to play for Tennessee, and they don't want to play, that's fine. And the most important thing is, if they played the style of basketball that Donnie Knoxville is looking for, then he probably would have talked him into state.
I agree.
In my opinion. I honestly believe he's probably, you know what, guys, thanks, but we don't, no problem. If you want to go elsewhere, that's okay.
Well, he has done a great job. He's got Devin Balkman, which is a shooting guard, 6'5", 205 pounds, out of Panama City, Florida. He is a JUCO transfer. He's coming in. Also, Jabari McGee, a power forward at 6'7", 210. He's also got another shooting guard, Kevin Punter, 6'4", 170 pounds. And something I've noticed about the shooting guards, they're pretty tall and lanky, like McCray, Jordan McCray. Jordan McCray was about 6'5", 6'6", somewhere in that neighborhood. So, also he's got Willie Carmichael, which has committed, but he hasn't signed yet. Of course, none of these have, but he committed yesterday, or today actually. That's Willie Carmichael. He's a power forward, 6'7", 195 pounds. I would like to see a little bit more weight on that guy to be a power forward. Me personally. Yeah,
there's plenty of time to put it on.
no doubt. But great job, Coach. I don't know if I'm on the bandwagon yet. I'm a diehard Tennessee ball fan, whether it's fishing, basketball, football, it doesn't matter. I'm a diehard University of Tennessee volunteer fan. Now, one other thing before we got to go, and we got about 3 minutes, and then we're going to shut her down. I was appalled at the fact that ESPN showed Michael Sam when he got drafted. Have you seen that?
I have, and I actually saw a cartoon on Facebook or one of the social networks that basically showed a cartoon of Tebow and this guy, what's his name, Sam?
Michael Sam. Yes.
And a reporter standing next to him and said, talking to Tebow, so you're a Christian, but we're not interested, and they're walking away. And the other guy says, oh, you're gay, tell us more, basically. It's a big story. And that's how I feel about it. And it's a shame that someone like Tim Tebow was made fun of, was, ostracized, really. And I think it hurt his overall, and when I say overall, I'm talking about nationwide, not here. In the South, in the South it probably helped him, showing his faith like that. But overall, it didn't do well for him. And this guy is getting all kinds of attention for something that,
you know what? It's
his
like
business, but
it's like this. We as Christians, we pray for sinners. Plain and simple. We pray for sinners to be saved. Lost folks to be saved. That's what we pray for. I disagree with the whole situation with Michael Sam because it goes against God's word. And I know this is a sports show, but this is part of sports, this subject. But it goes against God's word first and foremost, and I disagree with it altogether. Now, if you don't want me to force Christianity on you, then do me a favor. Don't force this whole thing by having it on national television. Don't force it down my throat.
I agree. We agree 100% on this, and that's not common. But I couldn't have said it any better. I think it's purely a matter of, and it's a sign of the times. It's a shame, but ESPN took the opportunity to get free, PR exposure.
For sure.
They're on everybody's talking about it. Every news channel's talking about it. And you know what? I'm just not that interested.
They wasn't sitting at Jordan James's house when he was 19th overall pick, were they?
No.
From the Miami Dolphins. And anyway, folks, we've said our piece. We feel better. I feel better. So, with that being said, join us again Thursday night at 9 o'clock right here on the AM side of the dial at 1450, as well as 1450WLAF.com, also channel 12 WLAF. And we can't leave without mentioning this. 100.9 FM.
It's coming.
It's going to be here just a few more days away. 100.9 FM WLAF will be in stereo. So with that being said, for my executive producer, Honeybee, my name is Les Martin.
I'm Brent Allen. God bless and go Cougars.
WLAF Sports Network.
Hello, folks. This is Robert again.